Clara spent her days at the living room window, watching Laurel Street. Across the way, number 214 had once been alive with the squeals of little Sophia playing in the sprinklers, Alina's laughter while tending roses, and Mark's easy weekend voice from the garage. That was gone now. The house stayed unnaturally perfect. Manicured lawn, spotless windows. Elena no longer smiled. Her movements had turned robotic, shoulders hunched, eyes vacant. Mark controlled everything without raising his voice. His presence alone was enough. Clara tracked their routines precisely. Mark left for his accounting firm at 7:58 a.m. sharp in his silver sedan, returned at 6:02 p.m. on the dot. In between, silence swallowed the house. Sophia, once bright and was no longer seen playing outside, only once, a pale face briefly at an upstairs window. Police had come twice after neighbor complaints of shouting. Both times Mark answered calmly, blamed a loud movie or dropped dish, invited them in. Elena stood behind him, nodding tightly, looking fine. No marks, no proof. They left. Clara knew better. The absence of joy was its own violence. The turning point came on a Tuesday. Mark was gone. Elena loaded grocery bags into her rarely used blue hatchback. A paper bag slipped, shattering a jar of pasta sauce. Red splattered the driveway like blood. Elena froze in terror. She scanned the empty street, checked windows, then frantically scooped glass, slicing her finger. Blood dripped. She ignored it, scrubbing the stain with napkins until her knuckles bled raw. The stain had to vanish before Mark returned at 6:02. Imperfection could not remain. Clara understood then. He hadn't beaten her with fists. He had erased her from the inside, leaving a terrified shell obsessed with perfection. That night Clara retrieved Frank's old leather vest from the closet. Frank, late president of the Iron Saviors MC, a club of loyal veterans and mechanics. In his wallet she found a creased card, bare, with a number. Near midnight she dialed. A gruff voice answered. "Yeah, is this Bear? I'm Clara Miller, Frank's wife." Silence, then softer. "Frankie's wife. Long time. Everything all right?" "No." Tears came. She told him everything. The silence, the vacant eyes, the frantic scrubbing of a single sauce stain. Another pause. "He leaves at 7:58 a.m. "Yes." "Returns at 6:02 p.m. "Number 214, brick with white trim." "Yes." "We'll be there tomorrow." The line went dead. Next day Clara waited at her window. Mark left at 7:58. Elena took Sophia to school, then shopped. At 5:45 p.m. a low rumble grew into the thunder of V-twin engines. 6 Harleys rolled down the street, chrome flashing. They parked in front of 214 in a neat line. Big men in leather dismounted. Leading them, Bear, immense, gray beard to his chest, tree trunk arms, graceful despite his size. He knocked on Clara's door. She opened it, heart pounding. "She home?" he asked. "Yes." "Her and the little girl?" He nodded to the others. They spread out casually, some on the curb, one against a tree. Not threatening, just present. At 6:02 Mark's sedan turned onto the street. He slowed, seeing the bikes. His calm mask tightened. He parked, cut the engine, stepped out adjusting his tie. Bear waited on the sidewalk. "Can I help you, gentlemen?" Mark asked, smile not reaching his eyes. Bear removed his sunglasses. "Evening. Just enjoying the neighborhood. This is a private street. Move along. We're not on your property." "Waiting for a friend." Mark's voice sharpened. "You're disturbing the peace." The front door opened. Elena stood there, ashen. Sophia peeked from behind her legs, eyes wide. "Elena, darling," Mark said without turning, voice soft and dangerous, "go back inside." Close the door. Elena didn't move, her gaze fixed on Bear. Bear ignored Mark. "Ma'am, I'm Bear, friend of Frankie Miller's. Clara asked us to come. She's worried about you." "We're worried about you." Mark stepped toward the house. "That's enough. We don't need anything from you. Get off my property or I call the police." One biker chuckled. "Call them. We'll wait." Bear held Elena's gaze. "Would you and your daughter like to come have dinner at Clara's house?" Mark turned slowly, eyes locking on Elena with cold command. "Say no." Elena's throat worked. She looked down at Sophia clutching her leg, trembling. Then back at Bear. "Yes," she whispered. Mark's face twisted in rage. You will do no such thing. He stepped toward the porch. Bear moved, slow, inexorable, placing his bulk in Mark's path. No touch. Just a wall. The lady said yes, Bear stated flatly. 2 more bikers flanked him, forming a barrier. Mark's eyes darted, fury mixing with helplessness. His control worked behind doors, not here. Go get your daughter's coat, ma'am, Bear said, eyes never leaving Mark. Elena nodded, disappeared inside, returned with Sophia's pink jacket and a small backpack, her mental go bag. Purse over her shoulder. Mark tried once more, low and threatening. Elena, if you walk out that door. She didn't look at him. She took Sophia's hand and walked down the path, eyes on Clara's house like a beacon. The bikers parted, then closed behind her. Clara held her door open, tears streaming. Elena and Sophia stepped inside. The door closed on warmth and clutter, a universe away from sterile perfection. Bear's men stayed until Mark's car started, tires squealing as he sped off. Bear knocked again. Clara opened. He looked past her to Elena on the sofa, mug of tea in hand, Sophia asleep beside her. Elena looked up. Terror slowly gave way to disbelief, then fragile relief. And then, for the first time in over a year, she smiled, a small, trembling, real smile. Months later, with Iron Savior's support, Elena got a lawyer specializing in coercive control. Restraining order, messy divorce, but final. They helped her and Sophia move to a sunny apartment. Assembled furniture, fixed faucets, taught Sophia tools. Bear brought comics and ice cream, became her gentle grandfather figure. Clara's home became their Sunday gathering place. Laughter returned. Loud, easy, real. Elena started at a bakery, found peace in dough. A year later she bought it with a loan co-signed by 12 leather-vested men. Named it Sunrise Bakery. 5 years on, it was the neighborhood heart. Elena knew every customer. Sophia, now 11 and confident, helped after school, laughter ringing. Clara, in her 80s, had her corner table, sipping coffee, eating the Clara cinnamon bun. Each Liberation Day anniversary they barbecued in Clara's yard. Bikes lined the curb. Bear grilled, storybook in hand. As sun set, Bear raised his beer. To Frankie, he always said, we take care of our own. To Clara, Elena added, eyes shining, foreseeing what no one else would. And to Smiles, Sophia chirped, lifting her soda. Laughter filled the air, the opposite of the silence that once ruled number 214. Sometimes the bravest act is simply noticing someone has stopped smiling, and doing something about it.